All right, we're going to call this meeting to order. This is the St. George City Council regular meeting agenda, August 26, 2025 at 5 p.m. at St. George City Hall, 14100 Airline Highway. As always, we will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call here. Councilman Earl.
Here.
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 Our monthly financial report, Brandon. And Brandon and anybody else that wants to come up here and talk to, please make sure the microphone is on. Radio recording will not pick you up if the microphone's not on when we get live, so it would be nice if that's. That goes for all the council people as well. When you're speaking, please keep the microphone on and speak clearly into the microphone. Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Is there a way to test this? Can anybody hear me with the speakers? Okay. Green light's on. So I'm assuming
You're good.
it's good. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mayor, Council. You have in your packets the monthly financial report for July. This is our first month of our brand new fiscal year. So it's only 1 month comparison. We want to bring your attention to page 2, the sales tax receivable. You'll see that amount is $6 million. So that is $2 million in June and $4 million in July. That $4 million is just an estimate. We will receive the hard number next month in September. And as we add more columns for the month, we'll update those numbers back. So I just wanted to point that out. And then so that number is page 3 towards the top. You see the general sales tax at $4 million. That's that July number estimated. And once we get September, we'll update those numbers. So overall, if you page 7, you'll see that our net change in fund balance for the month is approximately $2.9 million.
Brandon, just explain just for monetary purposes how the sales tax revenue collection is going to happen and why we're estimating the sales tax collection for the month of July, which I think everybody probably said, why are we estimating the month of July or we are reporting in August? So just kind of.
There's a 2-month lag. Yep.
Control Officer, contingent upon the approval of case number BC5-09. The zoning commission vote, motion to recommend approval by Marion, second by McKee, yeas with McAllister, McKee, Marion, and Shorter, nays with 0. I vote Aguilar, recuse yourself. Motion passed, and BC5-09 was recommended for approval. This is a public item. If anybody would like to speak on this item, Seeing none, we'll close the public comment period on that item.
Motion to approve. Second. I didn't even get the second.
Second by Councilwoman Cook. Any opposition? Hearing none, item is approved. Next, to provide for related matters. Council Murrow, this is your item again, if you'd like to speak on it before we open up the public comment.
Yeah, prior to incorporation, EVR Parish had a prohibition on pyrotechnics within the entirety of the parish, including the unincorporated areas. When we incorporated, it could be argued that that no longer applied to the city of St. George. This essentially continues that prohibition on pyrotechnics within the city limits of St. George.
All right, thank you. Once again, this is a public item. I do have one card request to speak on this item. Mr. Turner? Make sure you hit the button, Justin. Okay. You know the drill, name, where you live.
Justin Turner, I live in Rose Hill subdivision. So I just kind of wanted to speak on it. I know I've been living in the area for a long time, and East Baton Rouge Parish has had this ordinance in place for several years. And I can tell you that every holiday I hear fireworks out there. I see the complaints about it on, kind of online, but, I was, my position on it is St. George is a much more rural type of a, area than Baton Rouge. I can understand, like downtown Baton Rouge is probably not safe to be popping fireworks, things like that, especially with high rise facilities. But kind of my hope for St. George is that we're, kind of improving upon Baton Rouge and not just, taking what they have in place and making it our own. And I would imagine that some of y'all, especially like Max Emmett, live pretty deep back there in the woods and things like that, the use of fireworks would be something that we can do within our community, and as opposed to an outright ban on it, possible regulations on, the type of fireworks that we can use in the area, and also the additional revenue that we can generate from, fireworks stands within St. George, because I can tell you that they're selling them right at the border in Brayville. And the people in the, within our city are still gonna go over there and buy. So, kind of taking the opportunity to maybe even possibly table this, and, for further discussion at a later time.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who'd like to make public comment on this one? Name and where you live. Thank you.
Monty McNutt, Old Jefferson subdivision, Currency Drive, St. George. There was a posting next door about this. I thought it was interesting. There's two sides, as you folks always know, there's two sides to everything. Most people that I see next door do not like the fireworks because of their pets and that kind of thing. So I think it's a good ordinance to continue. One of the things I would like, and I think for safety as well, safety of people, but safety of fires and that kind of thing that may not be specifically mentioned in the document. But one of the things I was, as I reviewed it, I thought it would be, look forward to the future where St. George has a fireworks display of their own. It's a family affair and it's disciplined and well protected for its citizens. So I just think it's a good thing.
Thank you, Mike. What's that?
It's green.
I'm good.
I'm Michael McDowell. I live in Woodbridge. This is more of just a clarification. I'm sorry we haven't had a chance to talk about this. If you go to a restaurant and it's your anniversary or birthday or something, they might have what I would call a sparkler as part of a dessert dish. I don't know, based on the ordinance, whether or not that would fall under a consumer firework or not. And I know that this ordinance is also a supplement to a revised statute. I kind of didn't have full clarity on that, so just asking for clarity on whether or not sparklers for that type of use. I'm in the events industry, so we've talked about weddings before and people who on a send off of a couple at the end of the wedding, people use bubbles or birdseed or rice or sparklers sometimes. So if there can be just a little bit more clarity on that type of regulation, I'd appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Anybody else would like to make public comment on this item?
Other half forgot something, so I'm weighing in. And then I also run a dog rescue. So
Are you going to talk about the dogs? And I was waiting for it. As soon as Mr. McNutt came up and said about the pets, I said, man, this is unbelievable. This is the Turners are big pet people.
We are, and we have a semi-feral, and she wasn't even bothered by 4th of July. But one of the things Justin suggested was having like guidelines of like just on New Year's Eve from 10 to 12, something like that, like just certain days of the year, because it does get excessive. Like we have Christmas Eve, and I'm like, if you wake up my kids while I'm trying to surprise them with saying I'm gonna knock it out. But so those kind of things have guidelines, but there's just certain times of the year. And like I said, speaking from pets, yes, they do go missing, but Leaping for Love also could sponsor a microchip drive for St. George. So throwing that out there. So that's my comments.
Anybody else on fireworks? Seeing none, we'll close the public comment period this time. I'll just make one comment about it, and it's a similar comment I've made in the past about a lot of ordinances that we've done. You have to start somewhere. You have to have some type of base to start off of, and then you can start refining things. And some of the things that were mentioned here are refining things for maybe specific times of the year. But you know how that goes sometimes. New Year's Eve turns into 3 days before New Year's Eve, and all of a sudden the fireworks don't stop until about January 4th. So everybody, I think, that lives in this parish understands that as well. But the point being made is that you have to have some type of base. You have to have some sort of document that you can work off of to refine this moving forward in the future. To Mr. McNutt's point about having a family-friendly 4th of July celebration, if you will, or something along those lines. I think that's a wonderful idea.
I think he would be the perfect person to head that up. And recognize that for the city of St. George, being such a distinguished member of the Old Jefferson community. So I look forward to having future conversations with you about that.
I think I would clarify real quick, the definition of sparkler is based on federal law. A sparkler is a novelty and not a firework, as the current federal definition. In reading consumer fireworks, the way we worded it, it does not include a sparkler. It talks about ground devices and the amount of powder used, and the sparklers don't exceed that.
So when I go to my favorite Mexican restaurant and they bring out the cake with the sparkle on it.
Yeah, you put the sombrero on it.
Yeah, the sombrero and the whole thing. Okay.
I would hope that would be the case. Look forward to the photos of that.
Okay, perfect. All right, council.
I'll say one thing. I live out on Hooch 2 Road. For the other people out here, we have a lot of empty land that gets dry. And I don't know how many times the fire department has been called out there in the past. And now that we're getting more and more homes built out there, but we still have a lot of trees. We still have a lot of empty lots. Being as dry, the fireworks do start fires. And that's just my opinion. I mean, it depends on how the board votes. I'm just saying, we're in no place out there when all the cattle farming and hay baling and everything else, this grass to dry out and catch on fire. So, not for it, but you know.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Merle. Second by Talbot. Any opposition? Hearing none, item is approved. All right, other business. Our next city council meeting will be Tuesday, September 9th, 2025 at 5 p.m. A little word on that. We'll be reviewing our hazard mitigation plan. We started our hazard mitigation plan in January. We've completed it and then put a bow on it. Now it's time to present it to the public as well as present it to the council for final approval. So September 9th will be a good meeting to attend if you're concerned with hazards in your area, which most people are. A lot of great information. The following city council meeting will be Tuesday, September 23rd, 2025 at 5 p.m. Because of Labor Day holiday, we had to move our Board of Adjustment and Planning and Zoning back a week. So our Board of Adjustment meeting will be Monday, September 8th, 2025 at 5 p.m. The Planning Commission meeting is Monday, September 8th, 2025 at 6 p.m. The Zoning Commission meeting is also Monday, September 8th, 2025 at 6 p.m. All those meetings will be held here. Just for clarity purposes, our city services have moved into the new building. The new building is not yet ready to house meetings. It's going to take several months for that to take place, but we have a design for it. I'm pretty excited about it. It's a bigger room than this room, comfortably seats more people than this. So for the time being, we'll be here, and I will give you ample enough notice prior to us leaving here and moving to the other place. So that's all I have. I already talked to her.
Motion to adjourn.
To adjourn by Councilman Merle.
Second.
Second by, you finally got the second. Second by Councilman Edmonds. Anybody opposed to it? Somebody get rid of it. Thank you.